Hello, friends and family of Hearth Wisdom Store. I'm Mamba MiRah, and I wanted to come on here today on the Lion's Gate to talk about a little bit of a message, hopefully to inspire, to perhaps celebrate, and also to show some gratitude as we are approaching our 8th anniversary this weekend at Hearth Wisdom Store. So first and foremost, if you are not familiar with what the Lion's Gate is, today is August 8th, which makes it 8-8. And the number 8-8 is a symbol for abundance, prosperity, growth, opportunity. If you've ever been over at the Betwixt Boutique next door to our shop, you'll notice that the price tags on all of our items, they end in 8-8 because it's playing tribute to that kind of energy, the manifestation energy, the transformative energy that is in the power of having two eights together. Now, eights, when you turn them on their side, they become an infinity symbol, right? Just like this. And the Lion's Gate during the month of August, reminds us that there's a lot of transitions that happen during this month. August is the month that here in Texas, at least, most kids go back to school. There's all of this infinite possibility, infinite opportunity, the excitement of, what you can become and what the year ahead of you or the cycle ahead of you is going to open up more opportunities and growth and knowledge and wisdom as well. And that's the same energy behind the Lion's Gate. It's the reason why we opened the store in August of 2015 was because we were wanting to channel and hone that energy of opportunity, the infinite possibilities of what Hearth Wisdom Store could become over the years. The infinity symbol is a symbol that's really important, not only to my family, but also to my husband's family. And so we incorporated that into the magic that we were manifesting in this world 8 years ago. So I wanted to talk a little bit and use the context of tarot to maybe give you some inspiration and some insight if you're looking for things to do tonight as you celebrate the Lion's Gate. It doesn't have to be big, you don't have to do something elaborate and build out this whole ritual or anything like that. But I think maybe understanding the energy that's behind the limnus gate or the infinity symbol and the natural, energy behind the universe right now to help you go through that ebb and flow that is inherent within the infinity loop. Maybe it will help you to decide what you want to release and make room for, and what you want to open the gate for, to welcome in, and hopefully maybe encourage you or inspire you to be brave enough to step through that gate. So there are only 3 infinity symbols in tarot. If you've ever been in my classes or you've been in a lecture with me, I have this attachment to the infinity symbol. I wear it with me all the time. And the messaging behind the infinity symbol. The infinity symbol reminds us that life is full of rises, falls, rises again, different kind of falls and whatnot, and the cyclical nature of seasons of life and everything. It symbolizes the duality, of who we are, and the possibilities that we have. And it also symbolizes the control that we have as magicians and as spiritual practitioners to make the choice of which way we want to go as we manifest our future. So I want to talk about this in both a business context, because I wanted, part of this is a message of gratitude as well during this season. And I always start all of my requests or manifestations to the universe with an acknowledgement of gratitude. And so I wanted to start this with looking at the limnus gate that is naturally in the 2 of Pentacles. If you've ever done a reading with me, this is the Light Seers Tarot deck. I love this deck for readings because I think the imagery of it really supports my understanding of what the messaging here is. And so the messaging of the Two of Pentacles is that idea, there's a lot behind it. There's one is the idea of taking a goal or a dream or a hope or something that's in the ethereal realm, that's up here, it's in our head, and bringing it down into our 3D and manifesting it in our physical world. And in this case, literally, it's a purse. And so pentacles are about wealth, they're about abundance. But the Two of Pentacles reminds us that we have, like, this is boots on the ground infinity symbol, right? As a business owner, this is doing the work that's required to pull that idea into the 3D realm. This is the choices that we have to make, you know, the decisions that we make in life or in business along the way. It's about practice, it's about implementing and to get that flow going or that synergy going. I always get the idea of kind of like fire spinners. You know, when fire spinners start off, they are not always going to be perfect in their execution. Sometimes they're going to hit themselves, you know, with flaming balls of fire. You know, and the same thing is true as business owners. Sometimes we make decisions and they don't go well, and we have to find our rhythm. We have to find balance. You know, we have to find the balance between life and work. We have to find the balance within ourselves. You know, the idea of sometimes you have to try some things and they're not always going to work. Sometimes they're going to fail. And you just practice that balance and that synergy in life. But this is a reminder that we have to do the physical work in order to reap the abundance in our life. And so during this Lionsgate journey, it's a reminder that this takes work. In the last 8 years as a business owner, we have experienced rises and successes, expansions and developments, new projects, new business partnerships, new relationships. We've also experienced falls. You know, we've had endings, we've had closure, we've had mistakes. You know, we've had all of that as part of our journey to get into our rhythm, to get into our synergy. It doesn't happen overnight. And so if you're feeling kind of out of sync, or if you feel like you've been trying to spin the wheels of your own manifestation and you're not quite there yet, this is a reminder to keep going and keep doing the work. You're right there. It's almost there. It's going to come from the dreamscape, from our ideas and from our hopes and dreams, and will manifest in our reality. You just got to stick with it. Sometimes people quit too soon, you know, and they don't get to the final destination of who they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to be, or what they're supposed to be doing. And a lot of that comes from this next card. It comes from our courage card, our strength card. And so this is our number 8 card of the major arcana. And I love the representation of this because there's a lot of messages in here. One of the biggest messages in here goes to something that I talk about a lot in my businesses and in my business models, is the idea of being brave to be authentically you, both beauty and beast of who you are, the duality of who we are. We're human, we're not perfect beings. We're gonna have high vibe moments, low vibe moments. We will make mistakes, we will, you know, sometimes we'll shine, you know, sometimes we have to be brave enough to shine. We also have to be brave enough to know what our boundaries are and what we're expecting. I love this heart necklace that she's wearing, and the fact that it's not actually over her heart, it's over her solar plexus. This is where our fight or flight comes from. And so to remind us that, you know, to follow our hearts, we have to be brave, and we have to be courageous. And it can be hard to be brave, authentically brave. That was the whole point of creating not only Hearth Wisdom Store as a sanctuary or a place where people can come in and you can be flawed, you can be low vibe, you can have trauma, you can have all of these things that maybe are weighing on you, and hopefully we can help you do the work. We're not going to do it for you. Maybe you'll do the work and elevate to that next level of where you're at. You can also be authentically you in your spiritual path. So regardless of who you pray to or what deity you follow, or what path you're on, or what your belief systems or anything of that's kind of brought you to that way station of curiosity at the shop, is that we want you to be authentically you. We want to celebrate whatever your authentic identity, your authentic expression and way of being, with boundaries. Now, when we talk about brave and authenticity and acceptance, we don't necessarily mean a blanket acceptance of just everything. That's where we learn to have courageous confrontations and productive conflicts, you know, and to challenge what we believe, to challenge who we are, to hold up that mirror and to really take a look at our shadow aspects, our low vibe aspects, in order to grow and to expand. I know that as a business owner, I think one of the challenges has always been around this card is, yes, it takes bravery to open up a business. I mean, you're putting your financial money where your mouth is at. You're putting your time, your energy, your effort, your dreams on the line. You often are sacrificing, time with your family, time with friends, time for outings and everything like that. So you've got to be brave in order to go out there and start a business. So, hey, shout out to all of my other brick and mortar business owners who are watching this, or the people who are out there as independent business owners as their day job, grinding 7 days a week. I mean, we all wish there was an 8th day of the week to get stuff done. But I think the other thing has always been challenging is to be bravely authentic as a business owner, because a lot of times it's, our profits are wrapped up in our popularity and the way that people view us, or the things that they believe about us. And so it can be challenging as a business owner to have a space that is authentic, to be a person who is authentic and has the conviction of their beliefs and who they are, that are out there. Because there's a lot of people pleasing that can happen as a business owner. And one of the things that my husband and I strove for when we opened up Hearth Wisdom Store is that we didn't want to do that. So, that's part of the reason why we both maintain day jobs, and we worked really hard to bring people that would share our vision and want to participate in our mission statement, to create a place of acceptance and authenticity, to encourage people's curiosity, and not have the profits be an influence in us holding the line of our expectations, our boundaries, to help, push people to be the best version of who they are. The yes, and, yes, we accept the flaws. Yes, we accept all of these things and whatnot. And we also want to see people do better and hold up a mirror and grow and reflect. And we're brave enough to be accountable to that ourselves, and so the strength card during today's 8/8 Lions Gate is a invitation to, I don't know, take a look at ourselves for both beauty and for beast, and our authenticity, and about who we are, who we want to be, what do we want in life, and to empower us to follow our heart. Like, what do you really want in this next cycle and growth and development, and go confidently in the direction of your heart, so that you can manifest whatever it is that you want. Which gets me to the last card in tarot that has the Limnos Gate, or the 8 infinity loop in there, and that is the Magician card. Now, if you've been in my tarot classes, or you've been in any of my lectures or anything like that, the whole reason why I wear this bracelet is the idea of being the magician as a goal, to get to the place where you can master all of the elements in order to manifest. And I think one of the things that's recently kind of been highlighted to me is the idea that the magician exists in the intersection, exists in the intersection of the Limnos Gate, right here in the middle, right there where we see that crossover, right? That the magician exists here. And that tells me a couple of different things. You know, one is that the magician is not the master manifester because of what they know. There's not the master manifester because what they can do with their magic, you know, and the tools that they have at their hands. It's the understanding and the knowledge and the knowing of the fact that the magician has authority in the center of that crossroads to make a decision. The magician understands that they can choose to, in the limnoscape side, elevate themselves, to move upwards, to move towards a goal, to be brave and courageous, and to fly and soar, and to move in an upward level, whether that is moving their vibration upward, to move a goalpost for themselves upward, to reach for something that other people tell them is impossible and they'll never achieve. You know, the magician says, watch me, you know, watch me go up that limnoscape effortlessly. The magician can also choose to go down, to choose a tower moment, to choose an undoing, closure, endings, and to allow themselves to welcome in more space. That is the place where we go back and we do shadow work. We go back in, we cut cords, we create deaths and endings in our life. Look, there's another limnoscape in this card too, where we can't have new beginnings without something ending. You know, and so the idea there about the magician is that number one card, you know, and it reminds us that that tens and ones, beginnings and endings, they're all interconnected to each other. Death and birth are all part of the magician's cycle. And so on the other side of the infinity loop, this is where we can choose to be reflective, you know, the lessons learned that we have already been through, the things that we've already experienced and what we've gained. I think one of the big messages that I would have for anybody who's looking to be a business owner is it is not about wins and losses. I think unfortunately too many businesses get wrapped up in this purse and the Two of Pentacles, and they see it as a competition for the resources of customers and clients, and so they do some really shady shit out there as a result of that. And the truth of it is like you're only competing with yourself. The only person in this picture is this person. The only person who you're competing with in order to bring your dreams into a reality is you. And so the idea of wins and losses is up here. It's in our mind. You know, we have rises and we have falls. We have, you know, growth and we have, you know, contraction. Those are normal. Those are natural. I mean, at Hearth Wisdom Store in the last 8 years, we've seen that. We've been through expansions into new locations. We've had expansion of team. We've had contraction of the team. You know, we've had team members that we thought were great fits. We've learned lessons, you know, along the way when that wasn't the great fit and stuff. And so, you know, those aren't necessarily wins and losses. Those are lessons. And it takes us and it breaks through what we believe are our ceilings and our limitations and whatnot, so that we can expand to be bigger and better. And so that reflective moment on this side of that limnoscape allows us to go back there and take a look at that, hold up a mirror, and to see how far we've come along the way, you know, to celebrate all of our wins and to learn from our lessons. The downward side on that one is the retreat. It's, you know, so as we move through the limnoscape and we see the flows that are there, you know, there's that other side of the infinity loop here, which is the pullback. It allows us to contract. It allows us to pull back our power, pull back our energies, our resources when necessary, to sometimes change our mind, sometimes to be different, you know, to admit I was wrong about that, and to pull back into ourselves anything that has been put out there in a way that doesn't serve our highest goods. And so during this Lion's Gate, we get a chance to reflect on that as well. Not only just asking yourself, what do I want to manifest, but what lessons do I need to go back and revisit? You know, understanding that if that lesson comes back as a pattern, don't beat yourself up for that. We're human. We learn in patterns. We don't learn to walk the first time that we step out there. We fall, we stumble, we trip, sometimes we hit our heads, you know. But we learn in patterns. And so there may be a pattern that's coming back in your life, and it's an invitation to look at it, to reflect about what you need to learn from that. You know, where do I need to set my sights on for my goals moving forward? What are the things I need to let go? What are the things that need to end, and the deaths and endings that have to happen in order for me to welcome in more abundance and prosperity? And where do I need to pull back and cut some cords and whatnot? So all of that magic and all of those lessons are things that, you know, I've had the experience to go through as a business owner, as a person. You know, when we opened Hearth Wisdom Store, we opened it in August because of that. We knew that August is the month of transitions. You know, it is the month of abundance. It's the month of infinite possibilities and opportunities out there. We had no idea, you know, what to expect from opening the doors of Hearth Wisdom Store over the years. And honestly, I am grateful for everything, you know, the rises and the falls, the lessons, you know, that have been learned. You know, I'm grateful for every person who's come through those doors, whether they come through them now or not. It's all part of the collective manifestation of what we envisioned and brought into this world, agree with it or not. It's part of manifesting an idea into this reality. You know, we're not always going to get it right. Or sometimes we're going to hit ourselves in the face. You know, we've done it. I've done it. You know, and but over time we learn to get better. We learn to we grow up. You know, and we become better magicians as a result of that. But we've got to be brave, and we've got to be authentic, and we've got to take that step through that gate that it's going to be open for us when it's open for us. So tonight, if you're trying to figure out what you want to do for Lionsgate and what you want to manifest, I would encourage you to think on those concepts, you know, and explore what opportunities that might be out there and what you want to step into during this next cycle. I am so grateful to all of you, everybody who's watching this, regardless if they're friends, family, foe, don't care. I'm thankful for the experiences that we've had over the last 8 years, and everything that has culminated into for us. We are so excited to see what the next 8 years, what the next part of the Luminous Gate is going to offer us. And so I hope that this message expresses that gratitude to all of you. I'll be at the store this weekend celebrating our anniversary. So if you're in the local Dallas-Fort Worth area, please come find me. You can ask for me, and I'll come out of whatever little hidey hole that I'm working in at the time. I wanted to have an opportunity to say thank you, and that I'm looking forward to the next cycle that we are going through. And I hope that tonight's 8/8 gate, Lion Gate, brings you abundance. It brings you reflection. It brings you manifestation and validation of your authenticity and your bravery in this world, and that we're here for all of that, rises and falls and all. And with that, I look forward to seeing you guys this weekend, and I hope you have a productive and prosperous Lionsgate. Ashe, blessed be, and I'll